guys, it's Filipe from Portugal. One thing I would like to share with you is related to how do I talk with my guys, with my team. So I made quite a few subtle changes in the way I talk with them. When I'm with them and there is some problem, instead of telling them what the problem is, I ask them questions. So I guide them through their own discovery so that they can realize from themselves what is the problem. And I make the same way for the solution. So I guide them, I ask them questions in order to allow them to own the idea, for the improvement. That's very important. Another thing I do when I'm having a conversation with someone, at the end of the conversation I ask them what are the key points, what are the main conclusions of what we just talked. And I realized that approaching conversations in this way is much more efficient. Number one, when you talk to people and you ask them questions, you force them to articulate in their brains an answer. So sometimes I realized that I was talking to people and most of the times they weren't even listening. They were not being rude, but it's normal. People are thinking about something else. But when you ask them questions, you engage them, you force them to engage in the conversation. And at the end, when you ask for the conclusions, then you reinforce that expectation, and people, when you start talking to them, so they are much more involved, they are fully conscient and concentrated in what you are saying and asking. And finally, when they summarize the conversation at the end, it's very important so that they can have the concepts and the conclusions really well assimilated. So it works really well. Number one, ask questions. Number two, at the end of the conversation, ask for the takeaway, for the conclusions. Works really well for me. I hope it works well for you too. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.